So chances are pretty good that you've gotten a text or an email or something from a political candidate asking you for money. It might be the president, it might be a congressperson from 1,000 miles away, it could be someone right here in North Carolina, but they're all texting and emailing you, begging you for money. It's always an emergency, it's always urgent, it's always something new. Many of these appeals are completely legit, even if they're sort of annoying, but others are very misleading, and some are outright scams. There's way too much money in our politics, but unfortunately it is an arms race, and raising money does matter for people seeking office. And that's why more and more Americans are giving money to political campaigns and organizations. So with all that in mind, here's a few ideas to be a smarter political donor. First, the reason why you're getting inundated with fundraising appeals is because the cost of buying lists of hundreds of thousands of emails and phone numbers and then spamming those lists is extremely cheap, which means that political campaigns can do it and still make a positive return on investment even if they annoy the crap out of everyone. Also, it's not just the campaigns. There's a huge problem out there with scammers who say they're raising money for your favorite political causes or candidates, but then take all that money and mostly just pay themselves. Those people know exactly what their chosen targets want to hear and what makes them angry, and they know if they tell you that, you'll be easier to separate from your money. And there are a bunch of these guys on both the right and the left. I recommend not giving to candidates who aren't kind of in your own backyard. If you're here in North Carolina and you're giving money to some superstar national candidate or some random person in South Dakota, ask yourself why you're doing that when there are other people here in North Carolina, some of whom you may not be super familiar with, but whose actions will have a much bigger impact on you. Unless you are very wealthy, set a budget for political giving and be very skeptical of candidates or organizations who are hitting you up for money who you have never really heard of. There are many political organizations, both on the left and the right, who raise tons of money but don't really do very much but pay themselves. Do not break the bank on this stuff. If giving money to politics causes you any financial strain, do not do it. It's just not worth it. Giving money to politics is for people who can afford it. And if you can't, even if you have strong political opinions, take care of yourself first. That $20 contribution is not worth skipping lunch. Typically, the candidate at the top of the ticket needs your money the least, while those on the down ballot, like state legislature or judicial races or local races, need it much more. Some candidates in safe, non-competitive districts raise lots of money that they deploy on behalf of all their colleagues, which is great, but some of them hoard it into war chests, which they use for personal power politics, which sucks. That is partially why we run the Carolina Forward slate every election year. There are very few legal guardrails around political fundraising, which means that a lot of this stuff comes down to trust. Make sure you trust the people and organizations you give your money to, and don't just give to those whose ads you see the most often. As always, the golden rule is buyer beware, but if you have any questions, the DMs are open.